Okay, so today we're heading to a city called Fujieda. Now it's not too far, only 21 kilometers. The issue is that it's actually raining, and it's going to be raining for the next 4 days. And that means I basically have to bust out the old umbrella and my poncho, which I struggled with quite a bit before because of moving things in and out of my pockets. But not really a choice that we have. We're just gonna have to deal with it. So let's enjoy it then. Against my own better judgment, I tucked into 7-Eleven and actually got some food. I'm not particularly hungry, but I figured I was in such a state of caloric deficit anyway that I should probably get food whenever I can. Can't help but notice one thing is that, well, I already kind of knew this when I bought these shoes, but they squeak really loud when they get wet. Supposedly you can just rub Vaseline in between the little holes, Cloud Tech, and that actually helps solve it a bit, but I don't know. I'll try that tonight and see if it improves on any of the subsequent days when it's raining. And on closer inspection, this isn't actually a river, or at least it's completely dried up. It just seems to be a river bed. I don't know if you can tell in the footage, but the rain has actually picked up quite a lot again. So I've just very briefly stopped at a Family Mart just to sit down, and I'd actually purchased these dried sausages from 7-Eleven, and I was actually really shocked to find out that each of these sausages are basically wrapped in plastic. So you gotta unwrap each one just to get at the sausage, which seems extremely excessive. This is actually a love hotel. We've got prices for just 60 minutes. I think these are tea leaves actually, since Shizuoka is known for its tea. Another love hotel, not maybe something you'd expect in the middle of the country like this. Back on to the National Road 1, but with some misty mountains in the background. Glad I don't have to go up that road. Just sitting down on a bench. There's a big tunnel that's coming up. It'll be around the bend, further down that way. I think it goes on for a little while. So those are the tunnels that I kind of have to walk through. Now, I actually have to cross to the other side because the walkway is only on the left tunnel. And once I move forward a little, you can also see a little village to the right as well that you can also take a detour through. So I've kind of made the executive decision to walk through the village. I think if you're just walking non-stop, it's only an extra 20 minutes or so. And it does take you through a more wooded path. Definitely think I made the right call going this way, even if it is a bit more tiring. And here is the Meiji Utsunoya Tunnel. It's always nice when you get these spots to yourself, you know? You can take all the time you need to take photos, all that kind of stuff. Alright, so that was pretty damn cool. And I spent way longer in there just taking photos and filming than I initially intended to. So we'll see if we can just make some time up now. What in the hell is this? Who left that there? I don't think I'm actually supposed to walk down this way, but I mean, there is a shoulder for me to walk on, so. Yeah, so that detour was a lot of fun. I think I probably spent an extra 45 to 50 minutes walking that way compared to if I went through the tunnel, but I do think it was worth it though. It's really hard not to appreciate how pretty this actually is. I think there's a Japanese pheasant over there. Can't tell if it's a real or if it's just an ornament. Okay, it's moving, so it's definitely a real pheasant. It looks like the road ahead is just closed, so I'm gonna have to make it a little bit detour left, and then right again. So there was another road closure that actually forced me to go another 20 minutes out of my way, which I'm really not happy about. I suppose I should note that I haven't actually had lunch yet, so maybe it's a good thing I did manage to get at least something in the convenience store in the morning, because otherwise I'd be running pretty low on energy right now. And I still am, but it could have been worse, you know? Now it looks like we're moving from pretty rural farmland into what is more like a suburbia. I actually see a bench nearby, so I might take this opportunity to just try on that ankle brace that I bought yesterday. It does look a little silly because I have to switch to thinner socks, and you can actually see that my ankle's actually bursting out of the shoe now because there's so much more volume. Hopefully that's not going to be too big an issue, but I'll walk the last hour of this and see if this helps at all. I really need to get to lunch, so I'm just going to try this sukiya. I ordered a large because I hadn't eaten all day, but it might have been a mistake. This is a huge bowl of food. Now, pretty much at this point, I just have a 1 hour straight road to the hotel, and hopefully it won't be too miserable. My feet feeling all right. Alright, I can see my hotel there in the distance with the green sign. So we're almost there. Also seem to have come in right as a group of school kids are also checking in, which is going to be annoying, but we'll make do. Very standard business hotel. You got your desk, your double bed, and the bathroom, which is again very standard of a business hotel. Not bad as far as views go. Alright, here we are in Fujieda, and It wasn't too bad. It was only 21 kilometers if you go straight line, but obviously we took a few detours, went around to that village, and also there were a couple of road closures, which was quite frustrating because I was already getting slightly irritated at the time because at that point I was starting to get a little tired. But other than that, I think some of the things we saw today were pretty cool. I think now that we're getting into some of these much smaller towns and cities, I'm overestimating how many convenience stores there are. For example, today there was just that stretch of rural area where there basically weren't any convenience stores for, within 1.5 hours of each other, and I hadn't gotten lunch at that point either, so I suppose it was a good thing that I did manage to eat some breakfast this morning. But I think once you're on the highway, you've got opportunities for restaurants and convenience stores, and there's plenty of them. And I think one thing that stood out today was that we definitely passed through much more rural farmland and I guess forests and stuff like that, which is definitely much more of what I'm inclined to see as I'm walking. And yeah, walking down the highway for hours at a time definitely does start taking its toll on you. I'm glad that we got to see something different today at least. But other than that, day 10 is a wrap. We've officially passed that 200 kilometer mark and we've only got 300 something to go. So keep going. Yeah, for some reason a lot of restaurants are closed today, besides a lot of izakaya, which I'm not quite looking for tonight. I might just try and get some Italian food. The pizza place that I was hoping to go to was closed actually, even though it said it was open on Google Maps, so I went to my second choice, which was literally just ramen. It just seems like everything in this smaller city is just dead on Monday night, I think.